What's up guys, the Human Car Jack here, and today we're going to be painting our brake calipers. We're going to be painting it a nice red finish with a little bit of gloss. I'm going to show you guys exactly what you need to do that. Really quick, just make sure you check the link in the description for your chance to win a $100 Subi Speed gift card. That is for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Once again, thank you guys so much. Make sure you check out that link. It's a link to a video that I made recently. I will tell you exactly how to win, what you have to do, and all that stuff. Alright guys, take care and enjoy the video. So the products we're using today, we're going to be starting off with a brake cleaner right over here. This is by CRC. Then we have VHT Flame Proof Primer. Okay, this is going to be our first layer. It's going to help out with the caliper paint in order for it to stick to the brakes. And then we have our caliper paint here. This is by Rust-Oleum. It's 900 degree resistant. And then we have a gloss clear coat ceramic by Duplicolor, and this actually stands up to 500 degrees. So all these are going to be applied to the brakes. Before we can do that, however, we have a steel wool right over here. So we're going to use this to clean off the brakes. We have some tape, and we're going to use the tape together with a bunch of garbage bags in order to seal off the area so we don't get any overspray on any important parts of the car. And we also have a torque wrench to take off the wheels and a scissor to cut the garbage bags in half. So let's get started. Alright, first thing we want to do is hit the brakes with a little bit of the brake cleaner, and then we're going to rub it with the steel wool to get as much dirt off as possible. Whoops. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention, the steel wool that I'm using actually left a lot of little particles and pieces all over the brakes. So you might have to do this if you do have really weak steel wool like this. So I'm going to be using compressed air to kind of clean it all off. Alright, so now that that's done, we're going to hit the brakes with another round of brake cleaner. So after the brake cleaner has dried, we're going to be applying a couple pieces of tape to a lot of the rubber parts and certain areas that I don't want to get any of the spray paint on. So I kind of did this a little bit out of order, but next thing we're going to do is we're going to take off the 14mm bolts that are holding the caliper and the brake pad in place. There's one on top over here, one on the bottom, and then you're supposed to mask off the two rubber bushings located there. But it's okay, I'll just redo the masking. Alright, that's one bolt right there, that's the top one, and we just gotta do the bottom one. Alright, and the good thing about removing this one, the bottom tape that we masked off on that bushing didn't come off, so that's good. We can keep that in place, and yeah, we can move forward now. There we go, so we removed the caliper, and now we just need to prop it up onto something so that it doesn't stretch the brake line. Alright, so we've got the brake caliper resting right over here on these boxes. We just need to remove the pad. So it has this little plate over here that we removed first. I'm going to slide this right out. Oh, this thing's dirty. Let's see if we can get it out properly. Come on. There we go. Alright. And that slides out just like that. Alright, so now that we have the brake pad off, I'm going to get into these little areas that I couldn't get into before with the brake cleaner and the steel wool, and clean it up a little bit more. So just to give you guys a different angle, I've masked all the rubber parts off. So that's the top area, like that's where the top screw goes. That part's masked off. And then over here on the bottom, you can see right over there, that part's also masked off. And then on the big part of the caliper, this inner part, there's two rubber bushings. I guess you call them bushings, two rubber areas where I masked off pretty poorly, I might add, but that's okay. That's the inner part of the caliper. So I'm not looking to get like a perfectly pure or perfectly clean finish, as long as it looks really good on the outside. There's a little bit more crap over there in the middle. I gotta clean that up. And then we're gonna get the trash bags on. And we're gonna start doing the priming. Alright, so we're starting off with the primer first. This is by VHT, we said. It's flame proof primer. This is a white color, I believe. So let's see how this turns out. Alright, so just letting this dry a bit. This is still the primer that we applied, so we said it's white. And I think I masked off things pretty good. It's not perfect. Like right over there, I got a little bit on the rotor, but as you start driving and you start braking and everything, it should kind of wear that away. So the primer's looking good so far. Have the caliper sitting on the boxes again. Tried to get that side pretty well, pretty good too. I think it looks pretty good. And then on this side too. And again, we painted the brake line just a tiny bit. That's okay. So we're just gonna let this dry up, and then we're gonna get the red paint on there. It's been about 5 to 10 minutes, so now we're gonna apply our first coat of the actual red caliper paint. And I think we're gonna be doing about maybe 3 to 4 coats on this. Alright, so that's the first coat, and I'm going to do a bunch of more coats, and I'm going to show you guys the finished product. Alright, moment of truth. So we're going to be taking off the garbage bags and taking the boxes off over here. I don't think I set this up properly because I had it propped up onto the box and I couldn't really get the back side of the caliper. I'm going to see what that looks like right now. But one thing that I started doing at least on the other side, which I think will really help, let me show you guys, is I started cleaning it, right? I took the brake pads off, I used the brake cleaner, all that. And now I have the caliper hanging here with a wire on the coilover. So I have it right over there, not the coilover, the strut, whatever. So I have it hanging right over here, so as I'm spraying it, I'm just gonna be twisting it from here to get all sides, and I think it's gonna be easier to access the back and things like that. So I think this first one is gonna be my worst one. We'll see. That's going to be the front passenger side, but this driver's side one should be better. So let's go back to the other side and see how we did exactly. We're going to start peeling back the garbage bags and see what kind of job we did. Yeah, so that was a bad move on my part by propping it up onto the box over here. As you can see, it chipped off a little bit of the paint as I went to peel it off of the box. So I didn't really have it resting in a good spot. So what I'm gonna try and do now is I'm gonna try and retouch it up. I'm gonna go over that again, some of these other spots over here that were face down on the box. And I put this thin piece of cardboard in between the caliper, the caliper and the rotor, so I don't get any more paint on the rotor. And I'm gonna fix this up real quick, and I'm gonna show you guys what it's gonna look like. Alright, so we fixed the side that we messed up. It looks pretty good now. Pretty even coating on each side. Alright, looks pretty good, I think. Now let's head over to the other side. I think this process will be a lot better. I'm not gonna have to redo it like I did this side. So let's see how that goes. Alright, boys and girls, so the passenger side is done. As you can see, we have a little bit of overspray right over there. That should come off as I start braking and as I'm driving. So it looks pretty good, pretty even coating everywhere. There was a little bit of drip on some of the parts, like right in here on the inside, but that should be okay. Pretty much, I'm kind of doing this both for rust protection and aesthetic. So I think even with the wheel over it too, it should look just fine. So let's move on to the other side. Actually, let me just show you guys what's been going on with the other side. So I got about 2 coats on it now, and I think this method is a little bit better so far because I'm able to get more of the caliper over here, and this is pretty nicely blocked off. So I think this side should come out a little bit better. So let's see how that goes. So front passenger side is done. You guys can see the caliper right over there, kind of through the wheel. And then the driver's side is just about finished. We applied all our coats. We did, I think it was four or five coats of the red paint, and then two coats of the gloss. So that's them right over there. I think this method worked a lot better, hanging the bigger half of the caliper onto the coilover over there. So yeah, I kind of like that method a little bit better. So I think I'm actually going to stop here for today because it's about to start raining. But I'm going to show you guys what it's going to look like with both tires on. It actually just started raining. So here is the finished product. Again, we got a bunch of paint on the rotor, a little bit on the middle of the rotor too, but that's okay. So we see you've got a nice little finish over here. I think it's looking pretty clean. Overall, this did take a long time because it was super humid today, and you know, because it's raining and everything, and the humidity just didn't allow the paint to dry that quickly. So this took a long time. So I'm actually just going to leave it at the front two calipers for today, but you guys got the gist of the video. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like now with the wheels on, and we're going to fast forward to another day right now. So just reviewing this footage in the last clip, and this is like way later. I realized that I didn't actually show you guys what it looks like over here. New camera gains, by the way. Hold on, let me see if I can focus that. There it is. Look at that, crystal clear. Yeah, so this is what it looks like with the wheel over it, and I got the wall over there on that side. I can't get to that side right now. It's like midnight right now. I'm about to post this in like 30 minutes. Yeah, so this is what it looks like with the wheel over it. It came out pretty good. This is after driving it for a bit too, so it kind of you know, all that paint that was on the rotor kind of got brushed off, except for like on the inside over there, but that doesn't really matter as long as it's brushed off where it's making contact with the actual caliper and rotor. So I think it looks pretty freaking good. I really like how it turned out. You guys can see it right over here. Let me back up a little bit. Yeah, let me focus that. There it is. Yeah, so it looks pretty cool. So I like the way it turned out. It looks really sporty-ish. I'm happy with it. So guys, if you like this video, please leave a like. I know I couldn't like turn it there. Please leave a like and let me know what you guys think of this job. Did I do a good job? I think I did an alright job for what it is. And yeah, so I'll catch you guys in the next video. Alright, take care now. Peace out.